Mike. Yes, as Mike said, resumes are an important piece of your application process. The resume may be your only impression to a selecting official. A lot of times, the selecting officials don't choose to do the interview, which is just an option for them. They'll use your resume, the answers to the questionnaires, your supplemental information, and your reference checks. That's what they'll use in order to make their selection. So having the best impression of you is with your resume. One of the first things we tell you to do, or we recommend that you do, is actually do your resume in a word processing system. You can use Word, you can use WordPerfect, whatever you feel comfortable with, but do it there. Make sure it's accurate. Make sure it's a reflection of what you want it to say. Make sure that the time frames are correct. Make sure that you've done spell check. Once that's done, you can save it, and then you can cut and paste it into USA Jobs as one of the resumes that you're going to store. Another important aspect are the time frames. Mike talked about doing the time frames where you do the number of years you've done it. For us, we're looking for that 1 year specialized experience that we talked about when I was doing the vacancy announcements earlier. That 1 year specialized experience is what we're looking for to do the basic qualifications. So in addition to saying that you've done something in your summary for a number of years, when you get to your experience, actually put the dates that you actually did it. We're looking like October 2007 to October 2009, something similar to that. Also, if you have a job that does various tasks, when you're going back to your specialized experience and it's looking for tasks, if a job does multiple, then put in the percentage of time that you've done something, such as supervisory, if it's 25% of your time, and maybe you've analyzed data, that's going to be 30% of your time. Whatever it takes for that particular job, put those time frames in there. So instead of us giving you 2 years for a whole job, we're going to compute it based on that percentage of time and the amount of time that you actually did that particular job. One of the things is, as you're going through your questionnaires and you're rating yourself, as we discussed earlier, when you're going to rate yourself as this is a task that I do in a job on a daily basis, or that you're an expert in something, we're going to use your resume in order to verify that. And sometimes, even when the questionnaire, we will ask you in your resume what job can this be found. So it's important that you take the time in order to document that you are an expert or that task is done in that particular job when we're looking for it. Supplemental information is one of the things that you're probably going to be doing, especially with this audience when we're looking at the Schedule A's and which is the person with disabilities and our veterans. The Schedule A's we're going to be looking for a Schedule A letter. This is a letter that's prepared by either your personal physician, a voc rehab representative, or even the VA that's documenting that you do have a disability and that you're job ready. For our veterans, the DD-214 is going to be a standard document that you're going to need to verify your veteran's preference and your time frame in the military. If you're 30% disabled vet, you will also be required to document it by the SF-15 and also the letter verifying the percentage of time that you have the disability from the VA. One of the things in basic qualifications besides the experience is you can substitute education for experience. Generally in the federal government, at the 5 and 7 level of our professional or administrative positions, a BA or BS degree we can substitute education without any experience. We can substitute that education for it. One of the things that Mike had talked about is the GPA. The GPA can determine the difference between the 5 and the 7. So it will be important to put it on your resume, but it's something that we're going to verify on your transcript also. Generally, the master's degree is going to get you a GS-9 level, as long as it is comparable to the position that you were filling. Also, at the GS-11 level, generally a PhD will qualify you for that with no other work experience. Our positions at the GS-12 level, generally you will not see any substitution for education for experience, and that's because we're only looking for that 1 year specialized experience because no education is going to substitute. positive education requirement, as in an accountant, which requires you to have 24 semester hours in accounting if you don't have the degree, or a medical officer that's going to require you to have a medical degree. We're going to be looking for that in the basic qualifications, even at the 12 level, just to make sure that you have those, in addition to the specialized experience. Volunteer experience is good, especially if it's related to the position to be filled, and you're going to find out what the position duties are on your vacancy announcement and in the specialized experience section. So if you do have volunteer experience that's comparable, please make sure that you annotate that in the volunteer section. As in, if this was a leader job and we're looking for leader competency, then if you were a leader in an organization, put it there and talk about some of the experiences you have when you were the leader and the things that you accomplished. References are also good, and we can also use them. A selecting official can use them as part of their toolbox for making a selection. In doing the references, what we're going to be looking for is probably work ethics, but more importantly, we're going to be looking for somebody that can verify that your work experience and verifying if some of the things that you put on your questionnaire is related to you being an expert or it's a task that you do. A lot of times we will contact your previous supervisors regarding that in order to verify that. We have a lot of specialized experience, and we have for various jobs, so it's really important that your resume is tailored to the specialized experience that we're looking for. Also make sure, again, we re-emphasize, use a word processing system in order to develop your resume and then cut and paste it in, because your resume is the first impression for a selecting official. Thank you and good luck.